Hello fellow paranormalers and welcome to this channel. A discussion today which has actually been initiated by a conversation that Mike Paranormal and I have had, which I found actually quite interesting, and I just thought, wow, that I never really actually thought of that before. This is why I just love having these, doing these videos and communicating with other, what I call proper paranormalers. So Mike went to a site, a kind of a famous graveyard, and apologies, I can never remember. I'm terrible for remembering names, but I think her name was Mary, if I remember rightly. But anyway, I will put a link to Mike's video in the description. So he went to this graveside, which apparently was of a very young child who was able to perform miracles of healing and such like, which I find all that really fascinating, and it's just truly amazing how these things happen. But so people leave gifts and such like by the gravestone, and I don't know whether she's still performing miracles in her spirit form or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I find it quite interesting that what Mike was actually saying, which I found fascinating, was that, through the discussion, because he felt that there was a presence there that was possibly a bit negative. He had some feedback on his spirit box recording, EVPs, that seemed a little bit negative. So I've had similar experiences, and I've often wondered why. But anyway, and this is, and I will come round to it. Sorry, but So anyway, he was actually trying to speak to this girl, contact this girl, and then these other spirits and such like were coming through. Now, what I found interesting was, and this became part of the discussion that Mike and I had, was Mike said it is possible that those slightly negative things came through, or the slightly aggressive EVPs were coming through, because people visit that graveside just to make contact, or to respect the girl that had passed away. And it is possible that these spirits get jealous, and I just thought, wow, that's actually really quite interesting, because I never thought of that before. So it's almost like, people in, like humans, when someone is popular, and there happens to be, because they always seem to attract negative people, don't they? People who are quite aggressive, and people who like to shout a lot, and people who are jealous, basically, of the person that is popular. And it just I just thought, wow, I hadn't actually thought of it that way. And the same, if you think about it, the same could actually apply to properties, to houses, to objects, to, if an object is being given a lot of affection by a human, for instance, it is, I guess, possible that, for whatever reason, we don't know, of course, do we? We don't know the previous psychology of these people before they passed away, but it is possible that a spirit becomes jealous and wants to attach itself to an object, and therefore it becomes a negative thing. If you think about it, I guess it is feasible. And because maybe that object keeps getting attention from humans for whatever reason, of course the negative feeds off of that. The negative spirit or entity feeds off of that energy. So yeah, I mean that's actually quite interesting, and that could be a reason why, you know, they get attracted to places when you know, when places are sort of quite popular, because, you know, yeah, I mean I just think it's actually an interesting thing. I don't know if anyone else wants to contribute to that or has any other insight to any of this. I'd really welcome your feedback, because I think it's actually, you know, it kind of makes sense to me. Hadn't really thought about it in that way, and I think this is part of the educational process of learning about working with paranormal and spirits and such like, because, you know, it's a good thing, and I keep saying this over and over again about protection. I mean, this is one of the reasons why we need so much protection around us, and to be aware of, you know, contacting entities and spirits, because we don't really know what's attached. You know, although we might be in all innocence trying to contact a positive spirit, we don't know that that's attracted negative spirits or you know, angry or upset spirits that want to take advantage of the situation. So, you know, I thought that was actually a really good situation to note, or a really good thing to note for future use, you know, for anyone else really out there in the paranormal world to be aware of, because being prepared is half the thing, isn't it? It's half the battle of anything, really, being prepared about, you know, what you're actually dealing with. Anyway, comments down below if you agree, disagree, like the idea, or the you know, the idea about that kind of thing. If you've got anything else to say about it, I'd welcome your feedback. Okay, speak to you later. Thanks for watching.